Greetings, soap lovers. Grab your strongest, largest cup of black coffee because I am running on zero sleep and we have an absolute mountain of madness to unpack today. And I mean madness. Pure, unfiltered Los Angeles soap opera chaos. Because the scoop for Wednesday, April 8th is finally here. And my mind is completely blown. I am sitting here at my keyboard just typing furiously because I cannot even process what is about to happen on our screens. So bear with me. Don't expect perfect grammar today. Don't expect a neatly tied bow. Because the residents of this fictional town are losing their minds, and honestly, I am losing mine right along with them. We have baby news. We have furious ex-husbands. And we have a literal slasher movie happening in a psychiatric office. So let's just dive right into the deep end. Because there is no shallow end today. Let's start with some good news. Or at least what we all hope is good news. Because we need a breather before we get to the absolute horror show that is Sheila Carter. So let's talk about Daphne Walton and Carter Walton. Sweet, normal, beautiful Daphne and Carter. They have been hoping to start a family, literally ever since they got engaged, and probably even before that, because Carter Walton is a man who was built to be a father. He has so much love to give. And he has been dragged through the absolute mud when it comes to romance. Just think about his history. It is a tragedy. Zoe, Quinn, Paris, Katie, so many women, so many broken engagements. So many times he was left standing there with his heart in his hands. But then came Daphne, and they fell in love, and they got married, and they started trying for a baby. And viewers have been watching closely. We notice things. We are not blind. We recall the wedding shower. It was a beautiful event, but there was one massive glaring detail that everyone on social media was talking about. Daphne did not drink the champagne, the nose of Paris. A woman whose entire career in life revolves around luxury and fine things. She refrained from drinking the bubbly, not a single sip. She held the glass maybe, but she passed on the alcohol. And we all knew what that meant. She was preparing her body. She was hoping. She was trying. And now on Monday's episode, we saw the payoff to that little Easter egg. Daphne told her husband that she suspected she was pregnant. She felt it. The intuition. The changes. So she went out and bought a test. A pregnancy test. And she took it. But Daphne is a smart woman. She is realistic. She is not one of these soap characters who sees a plus sign and immediately starts buying cribs and painting the nursery. No. She told Carter that if the test comes back positive, they cannot get too excited. We'll have to have it confirmed by the doctor. That is what she said. And that is just so grounded, so real. Because false positives happen, especially on daytime television, where a pregnancy test can mean literally anything. A false alarm, a manipulated test, a medical anomaly. Daphne knows that life is fragile, and she knows that getting her hopes up too high could lead to a devastating crash. So she is guarding her heart, and she is guarding Carter's heart. We'll have to have it confirmed by the doctor. I just love that line. It shows maturity, but still, the newlyweds will be on pins and needles, waiting for that little stick to process, waiting for the 2 pink lines, or the plus sign, or the little digital word that says pregnant. They are anticipating a baby on its way. They want this so badly, and I want this for them so badly. But will the test result be positive? Are Daphne and Carter about to become expectant parents? Or will it be a false alarm? I am stressed just thinking about it. Because Carter deserves a win. He really does. If anyone in this ridiculous city deserves to just have a happy family and a bouncing baby, it is Carter Walton. But we have to wait and see. We have to wait for the doctor. We have to wait for the confirmation. But the hope is there. The beautiful, terrifying hope of a new life. But enough about new life. Let's talk about the people actively trying to ruin their own lives, namely Taylor Hayes and Deacon Sharp. But mostly Taylor. Because Steffi Forrester is currently doing the job of 10 people trying to manage the sheer stupidity of her mother. Steffi is exhausted. I am exhausted just watching her. Steffi will tell her dad all about what happened between Taylor and Deacon while she and her family were away. Because remember the camping trip? Steffi and Finn took the kids on a nice, wholesome overnight camping trip to get away from the drama, to bond. And what did Taylor do? She immediately invited Deacon Sharp over to the Cliff House, to Steffi's house, to roll around in Steffi's guest bed, or Taylor's bed, whatever. It is Steffi's property. And Steffi came home to a nightmare, a broken door, a panicked mother, and the realization that Sheila Carter had been in her house with a butcher knife because Taylor couldn't keep her hands off Deacon for one single night. So Steffi is furious. She is livid. She is panicked. She has been warning Taylor for months, literally months. Do not sleep with Sheila's husband. It seems like a very simple rule to follow, a very basic survival instinct. But Taylor ignored it, so now Steffi has to do damage control. She orders Taylor and Deacon to stay away from each other, which they won't do. And she exposes the secret to Ridge Forrester. She goes to her dad. She tells him everything. The affair, the close call, the knife, the sheer reckless endangerment of their entire family. And Ridge, oh Ridge. Ridge will be up in arms. He will be incredulous. He is just absolutely shocked. Why would she do this? He asks. He cannot believe his ex-wife would be this foolish. And look, I get it. Sleeping with Sheila Carter's husband is the definition of foolish. It is a death wish. But Ridge acting all high and mighty, Ridge acting like he cannot comprehend someone making a bad romantic decision, please, give me a massive break. This is Ridge Forrester we are talking about. The Waffle King. The man who has bounced between Brooke Logan and Taylor Hayes for decades. The man who has made so many catastrophic mistakes in his personal life that I have lost count. And now he is judging Taylor. But his reaction is real. He is terrified for her. He knows Sheila is a psychopath. He literally rants about it. She knows he's married to a psychopath. Ridge yells, and he is right. Taylor knows exactly who Sheila is. Taylor was there when Sheila shot Steffi and Finn in the alley. Taylor knows the trauma this family has endured, and yet she still chose to sneak around with Deacon. So, Ridge is furious. He is incredulous. And he is probably going to try to play the hero, because that is what Ridge does. He puffs out his chest and decides he is going to fix everything, even though he usually just makes it worse. But he wants to save Taylor. He wants to put an end to this madness. But it is too late. It is way too late, because the bomb has already detonated. And that brings us to the main event, the absolute centerpiece of Wednesday's episode, the climax of this entire horrific storyline. Sheila Carter taking out her fury on Taylor Hayes, because Sheila knows. Sheila finally connected the dots. She saw the pizza box from Il Giardino at the restaurant. She remembered the pizza box at the Cliff House. And her twisted, brilliant, villainous brain put it all together. Her husband, her Deacon, the man she thought was her redemption, is sleeping with Taylor, the woman she thought was her friend. And Sheila is not taking it well, to put it mildly. The scene in Taylor's office is going to go down in soap opera history. I am calling it right now. It is raw. It is terrifying. It is peak bold and beautiful drama. Sheila corners Taylor in her psychiatric office. The place where Taylor is supposed to be in control. The place where Taylor heals minds. Sheila invades it. And at first Sheila is in denial. Or at least she wants Taylor to deny it. She wants Taylor to tell her it is a misunderstanding. But Taylor can't. Taylor tells her the truth. Taylor actually confesses that she and Deacon are in love. In love! Why would you say that to Sheila Carter? Why wouldn't you just lie? Why wouldn't you call security? But no. Taylor drops truth bombs, and Sheila just loses her absolute mind. Don't you dare lie to me, the villain replies, which is so ironic, because Taylor is finally telling the truth. But Sheila's brain is fracturing. The cognitive dissonance is too much. She thought Taylor was helping her marriage. She thought Taylor was a safe person. Remember the roof? Remember when Taylor saved Sheila from jumping? And then Sheila saved Taylor from falling? They had a bond. A weird, toxic, twisted bond. But Sheila valued it. And now it is shattered. Because Taylor slept with her husband. And Taylor keeps dropping these truth bombs. She keeps talking. And as she does, she begins to regret it. You can see the fear creeping into Taylor's eyes. The realization that she has pushed the absolute wrong button on the absolute wrong person. Sheila's dialogue here is chilling. It is not just angry. It is deeply sad and broken and terrifying. Sheila tells Taylor she believes she and Deacon were meant to have a long, happy life together. A long, happy life. That was Sheila's ultimate goal. Just a quiet life at the restaurant. With her husband. Being accepted. Being normal. And she blames Taylor for destroying that. And I believe we would be doing that if it weren't for you, Sheila adds. She is shifting all the blame. Deacon is the one who cheated. Deacon is the one who lied. But in Sheila's mind, Taylor is the homewrecker. Taylor is the obstacle. And then Sheila delivers the line of the year. If you would just cease to exist, let that phrase roll around in your head for a minute. She doesn't say, I want to kill you. She doesn't say, I'm going to ruin you. She says, cease to exist. She wants Taylor eradicated from the timeline. She wants her gone, erased. Because Taylor's existence is a threat to Sheila's fantasy. And when Sheila's fantasy is threatened, people get hurt. People get shot in alleys. People get pushed off balconies. People get poisoned. And then it happens. The moment that had me literally screaming at my screen, Sheila picks up a weapon. But it is not a gun. It is not a heavy statue. It is a pizza cutter. A literal pizza cutter. Let's just pause and think about this. A pizza cutter in a psychiatrist's office. Why is it there? Did Deacon leave it there after a secret lunch date? Did Sheila bring it with her from Il Giardino as some sort of sick symbolic gesture? Or does Taylor just really like deep dish pizza between patient sessions? It doesn't matter. It is there. The round blade, the handle, the absolute absurdity of it. But in Sheila's hand, it is not a kitchen utensil. It is a deadly weapon. Taylor screams. A loud, piercing, terrified scream. Because she knows she is trapped. She knows she is alone with a monster. The psychiatrist's legs slip out from under her. She loses her footing. She falls to the floor. She is vulnerable. She is helpless. And Sheila is standing over her. The nurse shoes planted firmly on the carpet. Sheila raises the pizza cutter above her head. Like a horror movie villain. Like Michael Myers, but with a kitchen gadget. And she starts slashing. Slashing through the air. Slashing at the space around Taylor. The fury is uncontrolled. The rage is blinding. But the big question remains. Will she end up killing Taylor? Or will she just trash her office? We know from previous spoilers that a mirror gets shattered. We know Sheila walks away in her nurse shoes. So my bet is that she doesn't slice Taylor to ribbons. Because Taylor is a legacy character. But she definitely slashes the room. She slashes the furniture. She shatters the mirror. She destroys Taylor's safe space. She leaves Taylor a trembling, sobbing mess on the floor. But the psychological damage is done. Sheila has snapped. The reformed Sheila is dead. The monster is back. And she is armed with Italian dining accessories. And where is Deacon during all this? He is probably hiding somewhere. He is probably delusionally reassuring Hope that everything is fine. Because Deacon is an idiot. He told Hope that Sheila doesn't know anything. He promised to keep Taylor safe. He is living in a fantasy world while his wife is currently reenacting a slasher film in his girlfriend's office. Deacon caused this. Deacon's inability to keep his pants on caused this entire crisis. And Steffi's going to have to clean it up. Ridge is going to have to clean it up. Finn is going to have to deal with the trauma of his birth mother going off the deep end again. And I just cannot stop thinking about the contrast. On one side of town, we have Carter and Daphne, looking at a little plastic stick, hoping for a baby, hoping for life and love and a future. A quiet, beautiful future. And on the other side of town, we have Sheila Carter, wielding a pizza cutter, screaming about erasing Taylor from existence. It is the duality of soap operas perfectly encapsulated in one single episode. The highest of highs, the lowest of lows. The creation of life and the threat of death. And I am just sitting here drinking my cold coffee trying to process it all. Because how do you even move forward from this? If Taylor survives the pizza cutter attack, which she will, how does she look Steffi in the eye? Steffi told her this would happen. Steffi begged her to stop, and Taylor didn't listen. Taylor thought she was smarter than Sheila. Taylor thought she could handle it. But nobody handles Sheila Carter. You just survive her, if you are lucky. And Ridge is going to go on a warpath. He is already incredulous. He is already furious. But when he finds out about the office attack, when he finds out Sheila physically cornered Taylor and started slashing, he is going to lose his mind. He might actually try to kill Sheila himself. Or he might just yell at Deacon. Which would be fun to watch. Ridge and Deacon have never liked each other. And now Ridge has the ultimate ammunition. Deacon brought a psychopath into their lives. And then he cheated on that psychopath with Ridge's ex-wife. It is a tangled, messy, beautiful web of drama. But the real victim here, the absolute real victim, is that pizza cutter. It was designed to slice through a nice pepperoni pie, a margarita pizza, maybe some cheesy bread, and now it is a weapon of terror. It will be entered into evidence. It will be swabbed for fingerprints. It is just tragic. So what happens next? What happens after Wednesday? Does Sheila go on the run? Does she target Steffi next? We know Steffi is terrified for her family. And we know Sheila has a history of targeting Steffi when things go wrong. Remember the alley. Remember the gun. Steffi might end up taking a bullet for Taylor if this escalates. That is a rumor floating around. And it makes sense. Steffi is fiercely protective. If Sheila comes back with a real weapon, not a pizza cutter, but a gun, Steffi will throw herself in the line of fire because that is who Steffi is. She is the hero of this family. While Taylor acts like a reckless teenager. And Daphne, sweet Daphne, I just want her to go to the doctor. I want the doctor to say, yes, you are pregnant. I want Carter to smile that massive, beautiful smile of his. I want them to have a baby shower where people actually drink the champagne. Or sparkling cider. Whatever. I just want them to be happy. Because the rest of this cast is miserable. And they deserve to be miserable because they make terrible choices. But that is why we watch. We watch for the terrible choices. We watch for the incredulous reactions. We watch for the pizza cutters. We watch for the sheer, unadulterated madness that only the bold and the beautiful can provide. So stay tuned. Keep your eyes glued to the screen. Because April 8th is going to be a bloodbath. Or at least a very aggressively sliced office. And I will be right here, typing furiously, analyzing every single frame. Because this is my life now. This is what I do. I document the insanity of Los Angeles fashion moguls and their psychopathic stalkers. And honestly, I wouldn't have it any other way. But seriously, someone check on Taylor. And someone get Steffi a vacation. A real vacation. Without any cliff houses or broken doors. She has earned it. And Ridge needs to sit down and take a breath before he pops a blood vessel. And Deacon needs to be locked in a walk-in freezer at Il Giardino until he learns how to behave. That is all I have for today. My fingers are cramping, my coffee is gone, but the drama is just beginning. So buckle up. Hold on to your pizza cutters and prepare for the storm. Because Sheila Carter is unleashed, and nobody is safe, not even the office furniture. Stay bold, stay beautiful, and for the love of all things holy, lock your doors.